South Africa's economy created 294,000 jobs in the third quarter. This helped improve the unemployment rate to 32.1%. That's from 33.5% previously. Gains were made in various industries, including social services and construction. The expanded unemployment rate, which includes discouraged job seekers, decreased by 0.7 of a percentage point to 41.9%.
The quarterly labour force survey data paints a relatively positive picture on employment in the third quarter of this year, and it shows that jobs were created both on a quarter-on-quarter and on a year-on-year basis. Having said that, it's always worthwhile keeping in mind with this data set that the data can be somewhat volatile from quarter to quarter, and it is also important to keep in mind that the detail tells us that formal private sector employment outside of the agricultural sector essentially trended sideways. In other words, many of these jobs were created in the informal sector, and there seems to have been some jobs created by government's part-time employment programs. So the data is positive, and it is consistent with our view that economic data should generally improve from the middle of the year, but we should just keep in mind some of the detail behind this data.
Manufacturing output shrank in September. Production fell 0.8% when compared to the same month a year ago. The slide was largely due to a slowdown in the motor vehicles, parts and accessories and other transport equipment division. The latest reading marks the second consecutive period of downturn. MultiChoice has had a tough first half. The DStv owner subscriber base declined 11% during the period. That's mainly as many Nigerians switched off due to the pressure of sky-high inflation, and some Zambians cancelled their subscriptions due to extreme power disruptions. This weighed on revenue, which fell 10%. Foreign exchange losses in rest of Africa and the firm's investment in Showmax hit a trading profit, which declined 46%, while adjusted core headline earnings per share plummeted 99% to 2 cents. Premier has delivered a profit bump. The group, which owns brands like Snowflake, has posted a 17% rise in operating profit for the 6 months to end September. The firm says this was driven by a focus on margin management, cost-saving initiatives, and the delivery of material operational efficiencies across manufacturing and its logistics and distribution channels. Premier plans to sustain its momentum by capitalizing on its operational efficiencies and collaborating with stakeholders, including government. Bidcorp has noted a challenging macroeconomic environment, but the food services giant says despite this, it's growing in line with expectations. In the 4 months to October, the firm grew trading profit by around 10%. Looking ahead, Bidcorp says its outlook remains positive. It expects consumer sentiment to improve as interest rates decline, and the group is hopeful that the Christmas trading period will yield good results. And AVI has bemoaned the trading environment in South Africa. The food and beverages firm says optimism created by the government of national unity hasn't filtered through, and high interest rates, unemployment and inflation continue to weigh on discretionary incomes. This has limited the group's ability to increase sales volumes. Nevertheless, the revenue for the 4 months to end October has climbed to 3.4%. AVI says the festive season will be crucial, and consumer demand over this period will determine its first half outcomes.